And one more thing and I want to talk to you about these because this is one of the cooler things that anybody has ever sent me and out of the blue. And I'm not going to give his last name because, for one thing, Oliver from Virginia, I love you, and your handwriting sucks. His return address, he wrote it with a bad ballpoint pen on a bubble mailer in small hieroglyphics, and I am going to send to that address, or attempt to, a huge goddamn package of complimentary merchandise in return for what he sent me. But these are 1887. Hold on, the print is so small. 1887 Allen and Ginter's cigarette cards. From Richmond, Virginia. Have you heard about these at all?
I have, and actually it's a brand, believe it or not, they've brought back, Topps, which monopolizes the card trading industry in North America, at least, if not worldwide. Well, Panini, I'd say, is worldwide, but in the United States, it's Topps. They brought it back. So cards with that look, cards that size, they brought back Allen and Ginter. So yeah, I'm familiar with it. A lot of the listeners may be.
Well, in that case, then, you had one up on me, wise ass. But how many of you have original ones?
I don't know if I do. I think I may, but I'm not sure, so I can't say.
Well, all right, then. You won't ruin my bid here. All the way from 1887. But here's the thing. He sent me 3 of these wrestling cards. But Allen and Ginter's, for those of you who might not be familiar, since we've done a little checking now, these were like one of the first round of sports cards that before that, I guess they even had packs of chewing gum. This company, the cigarette company, would put these cards in the packs of cigarettes, and they were not only of wrestlers, but of all the great pro athletes and sportsmen of the day, right?
And there was a purpose behind it. It wasn't just like, hey, you can get your favorite sports stars on cards. It was the card itself was used to hold everything in place in the package.
And on the back of it, it says one of these are packed in each box of 10 cigarettes, the world's champions. And this print is these cards are like 3 inches tall, I think, by 1.5 inches wide. But would you like to hear who in 1887 was considered by they're trying to move merchandise, so they're probably going for the stars. Who are the big names in all the pro sports that people followed in 1887?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay. And goddamn, I've got to.
I thought was that the joke? You just went silent. There is no one.
No. I was trying to. I'm trying to read and not scream into the microphone, and I've got to have this thing so close to me. Baseball players: Charles Bennett, John M. Ward, Mike Kelly, John Clarkson, Timothy Keefe, Joseph Mulvey, Adrian C. Anson. Is that Captain? I'm not sure.
Cap Anson.
No, Adrian C. Anson. And then it's, Cap Jack Glasscock. I don't know. R.L. Carruthers and Charles Comiskey.
Comiskey was the owner. No, but that was Cap Anson. He's a famous player, Adrian Anson.
Okay. Well, the point is, it's C.A. something Jack Glasscock, and it's got a stain on it. But basically, those are the big baseball players of the day. Charles Comiskey was the one that he was, as you said, he was the owner, but that's where Comiskey Park came from, right?
That is correct.
So, would you take a guess as to what other sports, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more, what's represented here?
Boxing would have to be probably the biggest of all sports.
Okay, you got that, but it's pugilist to you and me here on this card. And now we got some names we've heard of. John L. Sullivan, Jake Kilrain, who, by the way, before John L. Sullivan was crowned the official first widely recognized world boxing champion, heavyweight boxing champion of the modern era. And what was it, 1880 something? But he and Jake Kilrain had a 75 round fight at one point in time, because rounds then were ended not in a set period of time, but whenever one guy got knocked down, then the round was over and they had the count of 10 or whatever they had in between. So that means that somebody got knocked down 75 fucking times in that fight. Anyway, Jim Smith, Charlie Mitchell, Jimmy Carney, Jack Dempsey, who was the original Jack Dempsey, not the more famous one from the 20th century, Ike Weir, Jack McAuliffe, Joe Lannon, and Jimmy Carroll. Those are the big boxers, 1887.
More boxers than anyone else, though, right?
No, equal with the baseball players if you count Comiskey.
Okay.
Now, what sport would be after that?
Could it be wrestling?
Well, wrestling is on here. There's 3 on each side, or 4 sports on each side, so they're not necessarily in numerical order, but the wrestlers were Joe Acton, which, by the way, I got Joe Acton, Young Bibby, and, oh, God damn it, the other one's over there. I can't reach it. But nevertheless, Joe Acton, Young Bibby, John McMahon, J.H. McLaughlin, oh boy, I believe that's Matsada Sokakichi, Theobald Bauer, and William Muldoon.
Wow.
So I'd love to have the Muldoon card, but he is the name that
he's the biggest of them, yeah.
Has lasted the test of time. Obviously, the solid man of the sport, who later on became the head of the New York Athletic Commission and tried to fuck all the fucking
tyrant of the New York State Athletic
tyrant.
Commission.
But those were apparently the 7 greatest, biggest name wrestlers of the day. So we got boxing, we got wrestling, we got baseball. Where does it go from here?
Oh boy, calf roping?
No.
Okay, now it's your turn to guess.
Well, no, I have it right in front of me.
So it shouldn't be so hard for you.
Anyway, after we get past baseball, boxing, and wrestling in the United States in 1887, I'll tell you, the other sports, the biggest stars listed are rifle shooters, billiard players, pool players. There's 2 of them, which is different than billiards, and oarsmen or rowers.
Wow.
So the rifle shooters, I mean,
it was everyone you could read about. Is what it was.
Well, here's the thing. One of the rifle shooters, the only name that I recognize, is Miss Annie Oakley.
Wow. How much is a Miss Annie Oakley rookie card?
I've got no idea. I bet she was still probably plenty experienced by that point in time. And I mean, nobody's heard of the billiard players or the pool players as far as I could determine, and oarsmen, good Lord. But that was the existence of, and then there was horse racing, but who's going to give you a fucking picture of a horse, right?
No, they put them on there now. I think on the modern take on the Allen and Ginter ones, there are horse racing ones I've seen. I'll send you some.
I'll
send you some.
Well, wouldn't it be the jockeys?
No, it's the
and
horse.
Not the horse. What?
Do you care about Secretariat or the guy that was on top of him?
Secretariat.
Exactly.
What was the name
of the jockey? What was the name of the jockey?
Oh, goddamn. It was Eddie Shoemaker, right?
Okay, name a second jockey.
Eddie Arcaro.
I don't know if you're telling the truth or not.
You're asking somebody from fucking Louisville to name jockeys. By osmosis, I get
named Eddie. They're all named Eddie.
Well, no, now they're all Hispanic now. Because I guess we improved the fucking diet or something of the Caucasian race where white people aren't as small now as they used to be. No, it wasn't Eddie Shoemaker. It's Willie Shoemaker.
See,
now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about.
Well, and Eddie Arcaro.
Eddie Arcadian.
He's on the network.